The Neumann U87 is an industry standard microphone, and the vintage U87 is often considered a holy grail microphone. That said, can this older technology hold up to the standards of today? Is a vintage U87 the best microphone ever? Let's find out.
Me and my girlies, we got party till it's early. Got me feeling otherworldly tonight. Caught in some traffic, but the radio is blasting. Drop a red light and we're saying goodbye. Ooh, by the morning, feel like magic. I got all I need, you know nothing else can beat the way that I feel when I'm dancing with my girls. Perfect energy, yeah, we're flawless, yeah, we're free. There's no better feeling in the whole wide world tonight. I don't care what's wrong or right. Don't start blowing up my line. I can't add 11:59, but nothing counts after midnight.
So I've had this microphone for about 6 months now, and since posting my unboxing video back in December of last year, I've recorded female Tejano vocals, Spanish male rap and singing vocals, male and female R&B vocals, female rap vocals, and I just recently did some female pop vocals. So I feel like I'm at that point where I have enough experience with this microphone to talk about it. One of the first things that I notice about this mic is that it has a pretty smooth mid-range, and honestly, that's surprising to me. I've had experiences with U87s in the past, recording vocals, mixing vocals and other instruments that have been recorded with the U87. And I've honestly found those recordings to be kind of honky, kind of nasally in the mid-range, a bit pinched, a bit of an aggressive kind of sound as well. And that's honestly not a sound that I feel like I'm getting out of this microphone. Yes, the mid-range has a bit of a mid-forward push, but it doesn't sound nasally, it doesn't sound honky, it still sounds really smooth and clear. I feel like with this mic, I'm truly getting a blank canvas to sculpt the sound that I want, and I think that's incredible. The next thing that I noticed was that this mic has a really thick low mid-range. I'm still shocked that I got that thick of a guitar sound with this mic about 2 feet away from the amp. That's actually kind of crazy. And last thing is that there's something really interesting about the top end of this mic. It's hard for me to explain. It's like, it's a dark mic, but it's not a dark mic. Like, it's dark, but it still has a clear, airy quality to it. When you listen to Rosy's vocal, especially the pre-chorus, you can hear how this can very easily be an airy pop vocal microphone, but it's a dark sounding mic, but it doesn't sound dark. Like, I don't get it. It's just a really smooth sounding top end that's dark, but has no issues being bright if you need it to be. As much as I love this microphone, I do have to talk about a couple cons that I have with it. The first one applies to both the vintage and the current U87. I honestly think the high pass filters are useless. It starts way too high, I think upwards of about 1K, and it just thins out the source way too much for my taste. So this is what the U87 sounds like completely flat without the high pass filter engaged. And now this is what the U87 sounds like with the high pass filter engaged. And in my opinion, this is really thin. I would much prefer to capture the entire frequency spectrum and cut anything that I don't need later. This is too thin for me to trust in the recording stage, at least for vocals. I'd say just use the high pass filter either on your preamp or in your DAW. The second con that I have is related to the technology of a vintage microphone. With where technology is at today, I feel like for a solid state microphone, this has too high of a self noise. We have mics like the TLM103, even the current reissue U87, Surecase M44A, and a bunch of other mics that have self noise of anywhere from about 4 dB to 12 dB of self noise, which is considered very respectable. This mic has about 17 to 18 dB of self noise, which is pretty high. Now, if you're trying to record vocals or any other louder sources with this mic, you're honestly not going to run into any noise issues. But if you're trying to record quieter sources, like say a classical guitar, like I did for the demo, you could run into some noise issues with that high self noise. So the big question, in 2024, is a vintage U87 the best microphone ever? Well, I think that kind of depends on you and what your priorities are. For me, as a home studio owner, yes, I believe that a vintage U87 is the best microphone ever. And that's because I'm at a point in my career where I highly value a studio workhorse. I just want a microphone that I know will work no matter what the source is, no matter whose voice I'm putting it on. I just want to put it up on a stand, hit record, and trust that I'm getting a great professional sounding recording without any sacrifice to the quality, and it's gonna make my life easier come mix time. And I say this because I have heard a vintage Telefunken Badge U47 sound terrible. Legit, I have heard that microphone, that $30,000 tube microphone that everyone goes crazy about, actually sound terrible on someone's voice. I've heard a C800G sound terrible on someone's voice. I'll be honest, I have yet to hear a U87 sound terrible on somebody. It might not be exciting, it might not be the most flattering sound, but bare minimum, it's usually usable. Not outright terrible, but usable. And for that reason, that's why I believe that a vintage U87 is the best microphone ever. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful and entertaining. Be on the lookout. This is just the first video of my U87 series. I plan on doing mic shootouts, and for sure, I'll be doing a shootout between this and a U87 AI, and you do not want to miss that. So hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me, and I'll see you in the next video.
Me and my girlies, we got party till it's early. Got me feeling otherworldly tonight. Caught in some traffic, but the radio is blasting. Drop a red light and we're saying goodbye. Ooh, by the morning, feel like magic. I got all I need, you know nothing else can beat the way that I feel when I'm dancing with my girls. Perfect energy, yeah, we're flawless, yeah, we're free. There's no better feeling in the whole wide world tonight. I don't care what's wrong or right. Don't start blowing up my line. I can't add 11:59, but nothing counts after midnight.